What if I told you the Nigerian government once employed a foreign mercenary to travel all the way to UK and kidnap a Nigerian citizen right off the street of London? Not only that, but they literally stuffed him in a crate and tried to ship him back to Nigeria as diplomatic baggage. So what exactly did this man do that made the military government want him back so badly that they risked an international incident? In this video, we are diving deep into one of the most controversial and bizarre prosecution attempts in the history of Nigeria, the Umar Dikko affair. This story has everything: billions of dollars, military coup, global intelligence agents, and a botched operation that looked like something straight out of Hollywood spy thriller. Stick with me as we walk through this incredible piece of history. Our story began on New Year's Eve 1983. General Muhammad Buhari and Brigadier General Tunde Idiagbon led a successful military coup, overthrowing the democratically elected government of President Shehu Shagari. If there is one thing General Buhari was known for, it was his unwavering stand against corruption. He wasn't just taking power, he was launching a crusade. His immediate priority was Operation Cleanup, which involved arresting and prosecuting officials from the previous administration who he viewed as having plundered the national treasury. And at the very top of his wanted list was this man, Alhaji Umar Dikko. Dikko was the former Minister of Transportation and, more significantly, a powerful political figure and Shagari's right-hand man. The allegation leveled against Dikko were staggering. He was accused of stealing a monumental sum of $6 billion of public funds. Now imagine 6 billion in 1983 currency. That's an almost unimaginable scale of alleged theft that was crippling the newly formed military government's ability to run the country. Dikko, however, had already fled Nigeria and was safely living in self-imposed exile in London. Unfortunately for General Buhari, catching Umaru Dikko was not going to be easy. Dikko was intelligent, well connected, and absolutely refusing to return. Facing this strong resistance, the Buhari government decided to think outside the box, resorting to an extreme measure, extradition by force. They tasked their intelligence agency, the National Security Organization (NSO), with planning a covert international kidnapping to pull off a professional operation on a foreign soil. The NSO did something stunning. They employed foreign mercenaries, including former agents from Mossad, Israel's highly respected and fair intelligence service. The Israelis' equivalent of the CIA. The unit assembled was a bizarre mix. It included an ex-Mossad operative named Alexandra Barak, who was the unit's leader, and another member, a specialist known as Dr. Levi R. Shapiro, a medical doctor. His crucial job was not to hurt Dikko, but to drug him, specifically to administer anesthesia and monitor him, ensuring the former minister would remain unconscious and critically alive during the long journey back to Nigeria. This detail tell you they were very serious about making sure he survived the trip. The moment of truth arrived on July 5th, 1984. Dikko was snatched right off a London street. It was pure cinematic drama. The agents grabbed him, bundled him into a van just like in an American spy film, and Shapiro quickly injected him with a powerful anesthesia, making him lose consciousness instantly. From the van, the team rushed him to a safe house where they transferred his unconscious body into a custom-made wooden shipping crate. They then raced to Stansted Airport, just outside London. The plan was meticulous. 2 crates were arranged, one for Dikko and one for the doctor, who could travel with him to keep him sedated. They were to be loaded onto a waiting Nigerian cargo plane. And since it was an official Nigerian diplomatic flight, the expectation was that the airport authorities would waive inspections due to the international diplomatic immunity. Everything seemed to be going perfectly, but this is where the entire multi-million-dollar international backed operation hit a major snag. Before I reveal the single almost unbelievable error that saved Dikko's life, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notification. I release stories like this every week and you won't want to miss the next one. Moving on, there were two critical mistakes that doomed the operation. Mistake number one: as the kidnapping was happening on the street, Dikko's secretary Elizabeth Ayers was looking out of her window. She saw the whole struggle, my guy being grabbed and shoved into the van. She immediately called the police. This puts the authority on high alert. Mistake number two was a bureaucratic blunder. The Israeli agents failed to correctly label the crate as official diplomatic cargo. According to Vienna Convention, a set of international treaties governing diplomacy, for any cargo to bypass inspection and be treated as diplomatic must be correctly labeled as such. Because the crate was not properly marked, the British authorities, now alerted by the secretary's call, had the legal ground they needed to request an inspection. The security team at Stansted Airport got permission to open the suspicious Nigerian-bound crate, and as they opened it, they found my guy Umar Dikko unconscious and the doctor Levi R. Shapiro sitting beside him. They were immediately rushed to the hospital. That is how Umar Dikko avoided a forced return to Nigeria. The incident caused a severe diplomatic crisis between Nigeria and the United Kingdom, leading to the temporary suspension of the diplomatic ties. The agents involved were arrested, charged, and sentenced to long prison terms in the UK, including the doctor and the former Mossad agent. Umar Dikko continued living in the UK for another 10 years before he finally chose to return to Nigeria in 1995 voluntarily under the regime of General Sani Abacha. He was never actually prosecuted for the 6 billion allegation. Fun fact to end the story: Dikko later married that very same secretary, Elizabeth Ayers, the woman who saw the whole thing and made the crucial call to the police. A true Hollywood ending for the man in the crate. So that is the incredible story of the attempted abduction of Alhaji Umar Dikko. Let me know in the comments what you think about the bizarre incident. Was this a justified attempt to bring a corrupt official to justice, or an unacceptable breach of international law? Also, if you want me to cover another major historical event in Nigeria or African history, drop your suggestion below. Thank you.